A glimpse of Ontario's financial situation. Hilary Dewar, Member Services Manager, Mississauga Board of Trade. Ontario remains a great place to live and work, even though we're recovering from the recession, the worst economic downturn in 80 years. The fiscal situation remains critical. Ontario faces a stark fiscal challenge between now and 2017. Yet, there are glimpses of hope and opportunities for a bright future, as outlined in the 2012 Ontario Chamber of Commerce, MBOT Centre, and Ledger Marketing Report entitled Emerging Stronger 2012, A Transformation Agenda for Ontario. As we all know, there are only two ways to improve profitability. First, generate more profitable net revenue through increased sales, and two, reduce your costs. Ontario faces challenges and opportunities to do both. We can reduce our provincial expenses and must, and we have an opportunity to sell more products and services by opening new global markets. Ontario's finances are faltering under the weight of accumulated deficits. Our provincial budget is approaching $330 billion. Interest payments on the debt now represent the third largest area of provincial spending after health and education, crowding out investments and other programs. Ontario's deficit for 2012 and 13 is now estimated to be $9.8 billion, a $5 billion improvement, though, compared with the 2012 budget forecast. This is the fourth year in a row that Ontario's reported a lower deficit than forecast. Ontario is the only government in Canada to achieve this level of success. We must continue to build our strong, prosperous economy. Sound fiscal policy is key to keeping the economy afloat in hard times. Fortunately, Ontario enjoys strong economic fundamentals. The current Premier of Ontario is Liberal Party leader Kathleen Wynne, sworn in on February 11, 2013. Her party is committed to eliminating the deficit by 2017-18, then reducing the net debt to GDP ratio to the pre-recession level of 27%. The Ontario Chamber of Commerce and partners identified 5 priority areas where Ontario's business, government, and civic leaders should focus their efforts in transforming the province's economy. I will take this opportunity to highlight 2 that illustrate the challenges we face in reducing operating costs and driving sales, followed by examples of action items being taken to ensure a positive outcome. First, restoring fiscal balance by improving the way government works. Health care reform is imperative to returning to a balanced fiscal position. Health care spending currently accounts for 46 cents of every dollar collected by the Ontario government in taxes or received from the federal government in transfer payments. At the current growth rate, spending on health care will account for 80% of Ontario's budget by 2030. Second, to generate more net revenue through increased profitable sales, we must take advantage of new opportunities in the global economy. The good news is our tax reforms have helped to turn Ontario into one of the most investment-friendly places in North America to do business. The bad news is that Ontario still relies heavily on the U.S. economy as a major export market. The advantage we have had here in Ontario not that long ago has changed. During the 1990s, for example, we enjoyed a low Canadian dollar. Canada and Ontario have lost their low currency cost advantage against the US dollar. Today, the dollar is close to parity. Cheap oil and access to strong markets in the United States. Well, the price of oil is high. And US economic growth remains modest at best. We're facing serious challenges when competing globally. Ontario exports have shown no growth over the last decade and have lagged all other major industrial nations. Our export weakness has been to the U.S. market and is concentrated in manufacturing, services, and resource-based goods that show good growth. Forecasts for global economic growth have weakened, and European economies are in recession, and growth of emerging market economies has slowed. Here are a few powerful action steps that our government and our association locally, provincially, and nationally are pursuing to help ensure net revenue growth through market penetration and expansion. There are only 4 here. We'll start with working with business to expand global market access for goods and services. We're leveraging our relationships around the globe to help Ontario business seek out new markets for new opportunities. We're working with the federal government to expand trade agreements, and we're helping exporters with over 60 trade missions to new markets in the next year. Also, we're investing $35 billion in infrastructure investments over the next 3 years to facilitate the movement of goods and people, critical to successful supply chain management. In summary, Ontario faces both enormous challenges and significant opportunities to improve our fiscal outlook. Although business investment is on the rise, the global economic downturn continues. Unemployment remains high. Ontario's lost thousands of manufacturing jobs, and our debt burden is growing. Ontario is still a wonderful place to live and work, and is envied by others. We have the most educated populace. The manufacturing sector is rebounding, and we're rich in natural resources. As Ontarians, we must do our part in reducing expenses and increasing profitability as exemplified by rising healthcare costs, and pairing this effort with increasing sales of products and services to new global markets.